Good morning. It took a little bit to figure which things to actually drop in, drop out, and etc. And I've actually got my iPad is beeping at me, of course. I don't feel quite confident enough yet with all the little bits and pieces to totally turn off notifications and stuff. So here we go. Good morning, Tracy. How are you? And we've got Karen here. I just love those little emojis. They're just so cute. And the photos too. I love your little avatars. It's great. And we've got Eva here, and you're here from Periscope. Wonderful. I did have that. That's what the iPad was sitting there making some beeps, because I was just monitoring whether Periscope was starting as well. And it does bring in the comments, which is fantastic. So good morning, Sarah, and how are you? Now I do have this broadcasting to the 5 channels. Wrong side, wasn't it? 5 channels. So it's actually Twitch, Twitter, which is Periscope, YouTube, and the 2 Facebook pages, the Ros Boundy page and the Hypnosis Plus with, no, not that one, the mytimetv.live page. So spreading it around a little. Purpose is, of course, for our daily spread. And I'm going to the card reading for the Lenormand. So I'm going to switch this around. And just to point out, I should really do all this stuff, that the call to action stuff and whatnot. That's the hypnosisplus.com.au is where you can book for personalised readings. So that's what that's there for, and I'll leave it there instead of a crawler. Good morning, Judy. How are you? Now, let's switch it round and keep in mind that this is a generalised card reading, and eCam does have a very funny hue to it, or it's just the light that we've got today. Now, I'll just try that. See, it's a little bit too bright that way, isn't it? And I put a bit of a shader there. Just going to have to put up with the yellow, I think. The yellow hue. Gilded Reverie, Lenormand, this is, by Sarah Marchetti. Eva, if you've missed this before or you're new to it, I'm using the expanded edition. So, wow, how nice knowing things. Yeah, I love that, yeah. It's the knowing. Well, I'm not sure which things you're actually knowing, but it is something I've been doing for certainly over the 18 months. Hey, g'day, Andrew. But lovely to have you say hi, and you're in here from YouTube. I do like the eCam, being able to see where the comments are coming from in the 5 places that I'm actually streaming this to. I love the versatility of the technology we have now. So, on the note that we need to be getting moving along, because I do have places to be today. I'm actually babysitting a granddaughter, so I need to move along, as we do with what we're reading in our cards, because here we are, we're moving along stuff in that workspace. So this is the work energy here. This one is our home space, home energies. What we've got up the top there is the young man in the unexpected energies. We've got time in our role, and I love having that there. And the clouds are in the outcome. So with the coffin in the workspace, it's more about moving stuff on that's really needing to be buried and dead and moved along. Whether it's stuff that you've got accumulated in a corner, or even in your mind, as far as, some of those... and a lab card just went past. Some of those, ideas that have been circling around for a long time that need to be finished off. Like, you don't need to even pick them up again as thoughts, is what I'm feeling. And the spirit of those, whatever direction that was for you in your business or your workspace, that it's not something you need to pick up again. It has lived its life, and it is now moved on in spirit to wherever it needs to go for that next process to really be reborn. Not reborn, to be born. And, you've got to clear away the space that's dead space and bring forward what is new. That's what I'm getting for that in our jobs, in our businesses, in our workspace. Okay. In our home space, we've got the books. I love books, always have. So for me, this just feels so much like home. It's being at home with a good book on the lap. I actually haven't read a great deal of fiction lately over the last, well, whatever years. It's mostly been the more work-related type reading that I've done. But it's always a process of learning in whatever way we do live our life in our home space. But the home space really is more about the enjoyment and spending time that actually nurtures and nourishes your inner soul. So I do feel that this is more about, it could be that journal that you're writing in and, the Dear Diary type of factor, and that you are feeling supported and nurtured by just that process, and that you are sharing with others, whether it's in reading somebody's beautiful books in the fictional style that gives you that escape, that you're living in another world as you're reading, which is how I feel when I'm reading a good book. You really take yourself into that other world. I'm feeling that this is, even if it's that journal that you're writing for yourself, that it's taking you into your inner world and that you're needing that self-nurturing. I'm feeling that word nurture very strongly with the card today. So I'm nurturing my family by going to do a babysitting for today. It was not a really huge forward planned one, but something that it has popped up. So I'm able to do that. So I'm really lucky to be that flexible and spending time. I think too that it could be that flexibility of, now which page do I open next? Where am I up to in reading my book? That type of, what step on the journey am I at? So it does feel to me like it's a nurturing position, nurturing energy around our home space today. Okay. The unexpected is the younger man. So that camera just a little bit without too much of a wobble, I hope. Whoopsie. Because I love this card. I think the time card, it's so gorgeous. It has a huge amount of detail and intricacies in what that depiction of time is. I mean, time is, when you really think of it, it's not something that's a solid factor. It's just it's an etheric type feeling of our measurement of what is passing. As soon as this second's happening, it is gone. So that's how ethereal time really is. And here we've got many and various ways of measuring that time. We're conscious of it because it's just something that we're using to gauge where we are in our day, I suppose. As far as meeting up with people, we've got a synchronicity in how we can have that happen. It's with clocks. It's with a timepiece. It's knowing that, if we truly were doing things by no electronics or anything at all like that, it would be when the sun's right over the top. It should be midday. That's where the term comes from. So, in whichever way that you're managing your time, it is your role to manage your time. Be aware of it. Be cautious of how you're using your time and all of that. And good morning, Shaz. How are you? Lovely to see you here too. Facebook time. Facebook. And I do like how it pops up with who's watching from where. It's lovely. And actually, it'd be even nice for some, where are you actually watching from? Which part of our globe? Because I'm pretty sure, Eva, you might be over US. So I can't tell that from what we've got here. And Sean, Xian, I wonder how you actually pronounce that, or do you go by Amanda? Good evening. So you are from over that direction. So you'd be Canadian, American, or even UK. Who knows? Oh, nice little icons, but I can't see what that one is that's in the rectangle. That's okay. I'll probably see it better when I get it up on the screen by itself. Wales, UK. Of course, yeah, that name probably is more the Celtic, isn't it? Celtic origins. Anyway, I better continue. Here we've got the time. Your responsibility to actually look after your own time, knowing that things that you're planning and everything, look, honestly, they are in perfect time. In the perfect time. Yeah, good one. Thanks, Shaz. Yep, South Australia, Strathalbyn. That's lovely. Thank you for letting us know. It's just, We are a global world, and it doesn't matter how far apart we can connect, and that's what I love about this technology, I suppose, because it's just being that sort of, well, it is. It's the connection. We're not alone in anything. We have millions of people around us, and in a humanity, we are aiming towards being supportive of each other, even if we don't know it, don't see it in the news. Media hypes up all that is wrong with the world in many cases, but there is so much that is right with the world and how we can actually support each other. I love it. So, Sharon Q, if you have a list, can I be added, please, Ireland? You're watching from YouTube. Now, what you can do is subscribe and click the notifications in the YouTube list if you watch the replay. There is the various ways that you can connect with me. On Facebook, I do have a card reading group. I'm still developing that. When you see that, you'll know. It is an app. It is a private, whatever you call it, closed group. One of those. And here we have Sean, inbox me now. Right. Do not respond to that person who is a scammer. Please do not reply to that one. And I know, Shaz, you're going to be very helpful there for me. Tracy's in Cambrai, and that is South Australian. Beautiful reach we've got, isn't it? Yes, don't comment on them. People have been hit by being hassled, pestered, and etc. from those types of comments being added during a live stream, and it is not pleasant. Now we'll finish with the clouds as our outcome. Look, sometimes it does feel like there might be something that's overhanging you through the day that brings you back to, I'm just thinking of sad memories, because with this coffin one, it was also for me memories of what was a past business that I was involved in. Well, I actually helped start and grow it, and it's potentially it's dying right now because the key person has passed on, and for whatever reasons, there can sometimes be those clouds in our days. It's not, look, is it sad memories for me? Is it, it's memories, and it's things that pop up in your day that might bring you into that cloudiness, into that, is it confusion about some decisions you've made with your business? Clear it through, let it clear through, and fly free, because the clouds are pointing towards the business side of it. So that's why I bring it up in connection with that card. So as far as an outcome, let it free by letting that one free, burying whatever it is that we mentioned before. Do fly to the skies. Be those birds that actually are set free and being able to, just move into being you and progressing what those new ideas are and whatever else that you have with in your home space today. If you are in a position to be able to sit and read a good book, because it is a Wednesday for most, it's a work day, so just set yourself free in one way or another, that you're actually nurturing your soul and being able to set your spirit free in some form or another today. Okay, now I am just going to quickly suggest, as Shaz said there, don't comment on any other people offering the reading. If you do see something that looks suspicious, do report it in the Facebook, and this one is in the Facebook. Do report the comment, and I know there certainly is other avenues that can be used for that. Banning and all that sort of stuff, delete the comment or whatever. It's not something that is welcome at all. Love having you here, though. Those who are genuinely seeking guidance, just as a reminder, there we are. My website is there. That's got the booking buttons and all that sort of stuff, the choices that you have for the services I offer. And do have a card reading group that you might see in your searches for Ros Boundy on Facebook or anywhere. It's funny what you get when you do a Google search for your own name too. I did that yesterday. Oh wow! Didn't know I was so many places. Like I am with the 5 today. Whoop, 5. There's the car. There's the there's the camera. So there we go. Right. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, I am finishing there. I do need to have my breakfast and, well, basically have a nice time babysitting some grandchildren today. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow we'll be back again at the 8 o'clock. Which channel avenue I'm going to do that, I don't know. I'm really enjoying how versatile the eCam is. So we might see you that way, but I will be here. So keep being the best person that you can be. All good now? My computer. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Shaz, because I know that you'll deal with that. And thank you, Sarah. I will have a lovely day. And that will be the completion of today's reading. Namaste.